All right, guys, it's Angelo Christian here. Thank you so much for checking us out today. Another great edition of Learning Hub. And one of the things we're going to be talking about, I wanted to come and talk about predictions for 2018. As some of you guys may know, that I'm an active trader. It's how I built a lot of my wealth is by trading. And, some of the things that I've seen recently in the markets, which I watch every single day, there are some concerns that I have. And, we're still in 2017 towards the end of the year, and wanted to come out and kind of let everyone know what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing for 2018 as some money-making opportunities that are there. So, and want to give my forecast. And of course, I'm not an oracle, and I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but there are some interesting phenomena, and some things have actually, gone parabolic, in the marketplace. For instance, what I'm, going to be talking about in particular is Bitcoin, and the equity markets, and what I'm thinking is going to happen in 2018. And so, what we've seen so far is just in 2017 is just a ridiculous price extreme, for Bitcoin and the equity markets. In the history of the stock market, we've never seen a market like this that's never been down, more than 1% for all the trading days this year. And you have, Bitcoin it's like I said, it's parabolic. There's not even I don't even know how you can describe what's happening with the price of it right now. And so I want to take a look at some, the agenda for today is to tell you what I'm thinking, what's going to happen for 2018. We'll take a look at some charts, and then listen into some of, Ken Griffin, who's, runs Citadel Capital as the hedge fund manager, and his opinion on Bitcoin as well. So the first thing is that, where I see some concerns in the market is if you look at the Treasury yield curve, the curve is starting to flatten out. And typically, when long-term yields and short-term yields converge, or they go inverted, it could be, it's not necessarily a precursor, but it could mean that we are going into a recession. I don't think we're crashing or that we're going to crash, but I think that you could see a healthy pullback in 2018. And so what I'm suggesting is as opposed to being a buyer of the market or a buyer of Bitcoin, is to get on the other side of that and to short that, or to sell calls. And that's one thing that with Bitcoin on December 16th, the futures and options are going to be open on the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. I think also on the Chicago Board Options Exchange. That might be coming out later, but you'll have opportunities if you want to trade that. And when that happens, it could open up a lot more liquidity, and you could see a lot more downward pressure on the price when you have a lot more players in the market, especially in the futures market, because that marketplace is has billions and trillions of dollars. And if you get some big heavy hitters in there, and who knows what's going to happen, no one knows. The price could go to 20, 30,000. To me, like I said, when something is that parabolic, then it's you got to take the other side of it. I don't see any benefit to be a buyer, because the risk, if you buy it at that high, whether the equity market or Bitcoin, is you have a massive downside risk. And so you look at it compared to gambling in a casino, and you look at pot odds, you have a better statistical opportunity to take the opposite side of that bet. And like I said, either shorting Bitcoin or selling calls looks like a much better risk to reward. That's what it comes down to. is the risk to reward ratio. And I don't see it from the upside. I don't see the benefit from the risk to reward. Now, and I'm talking about in the short term. Long term, I think that Bitcoin is definitely going to be a great thing, and blockchain is going to change the world. And I just think that, it's a little bit too early, and we've run up too fast, and we're at a price extreme, and we can come back and and see some opportunity there. But long term, I think Bitcoin's a great thing. So and so what I want to kind of do is just take a look at, if we can pull up the equity market, the S&P, pull up Chris, if you can pull up the S&P market. I kind of want to talk about that for a second. And so you guys can take a look at this chart right here. This is the S&Ps, which is the Standard & Poor's, was pretty much what the main hedge funds, traders, what they look at. They really don't look at the Dow. They really don't look at NASDAQ as much. The S&P is what's really watched. And if you see in the last year, the sucker's been on a tear. It's gone up almost 20% in the last year. Literally no, no pullbacks. And so, the thing is that, history tends to repeat itself, and I don't know. I don't think we can go into another year, 2018, with another 20% incline. I think there's going to be some opportunities, and volatility has been, asleep, and just one thing that can, wake that up. So, I'm thinking, and that's where I put my money where my mouth is. I've said many times publicly that I'm short the market, and I will go short Bitcoin when it comes out on the futures market. So there's no doubt about it. And so I think that we're going to see some very interesting things in 2018. And again, I'm not saying that I know I can predict the future. It seems very interesting. And so, and one of the last things that I want you guys to take a look at is I want you to listen to Ken Griffin's video on his opinion of Bitcoin. Ken Griffin is one of the richest people in the world. He runs Citadel Capital, which is a hedge fund. Very brilliant man, very intelligent, and somebody that I follow. And so I want you guys to take a look at his video real quick and listen to that.
It's not the future of currency.
He goes in there and he actually talks about what his thoughts are on Bitcoin. Can we pull up that video? Okay.
I heard it. And I wouldn't call it a fraud either. And I think what is happening is people confuse Bitcoin with blockchain. Blockchain is a very interesting technology that will have some very profound applications for society over the years to come. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that relies upon blockchain for how it's transferred between parties. Bitcoin right now has many of the elements of the tulip ball mania that we saw back hundreds of years ago in Holland. And I get very worried that people that are buying Bitcoins don't really understand what they're participating in, other than the headline stories of it keeps going higher. And I want to make sure I don't miss this opportunity to make some money. So is it a fraud? No, but these bubbles tend to end in tears, and I worry about how this bubble might end.
All right, so there you have it, guys. From the horse's mouth directly, one of the greatest businessmen of all time, Ken Griffin, and his opinion about Bitcoin. And I share a very similar view, and I think that, if people out there are buying Bitcoin, they don't know what it is, they don't understand it. It could be a nasty, reckoning, and in the short term. Like I said, long term, I think that it definitely could be monumental. So, but this is, I want to again come to you guys, tell you what my predictions, what I'm thinking, what I'm seeing for 28 is these money making opportunities. Is to go short Bitcoin, short the market. And I think that, I think it will pay off. I think it's going to be a huge payoff. I think there's going to be a huge transfer of wealth. Nothing can keep going up and up and up. Nothing ever has, as there's always been a reckoning or a balancing. And so, so this is another way on how you can come in and make money with stocks or in the markets. You don't have to just buy; you can also sell and go short. And this is a great way right now, I think. on how to do that. So it didn't pay off in 2017, and I didn't make any money on the short side for 2017, but I think that we're going to get it all back in 2018. So guys, thank you so much for checking us out today. This is Angelo Christian with Learning Hub. We have 3 shows that we produce every single week to educate people, help people to learn, monetize, and grow. That's the essence of our company. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. Please don't forget to follow us on all our social media. We'll see you guys next week. I hope you have a great weekend and looking forward to Christmas. All right, bye-bye.